Welcome to another installment of the Music of Art South Dakota collection. We have two artists with us today. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? John, I'll have you start first.
I'm Jon Bakken from Brigham, South Dakota.
And
Sion Lidster from Sioux Falls, originally from Wales.
all right, so I could talk about a lot of things you do, John, how many projects you're in, but we're going to keep this short. John's all over. He's a very popular musician.
Thanks, man.
You are. A lot of good stuff. So your song, why did you choose what you chose? Why did you choose?
Yeah, so I had this cello line, this like pizzicato cello line that I knew I wanted to turn into something I couldn't figure it out. I actually sang it one time at a gig, just like as like kind of this non-lyrical thing where I just kind of went like through the same melody that ended up being the song, because I really loved the cello part and I knew the melody and I couldn't figure out what I was going to do with it, and eventually I got asked by you to contribute to this project about South Dakota artists, and I was like, shit, do you know who needs to be celebrated? It's Sean from Full Circle Book Co-op. And I wanted to celebrate the community that he builds here at Full Circle, and I wanted to celebrate his poetry. So I settled on, I eventually started just scrolling backwards through your Facebook. I'm really sorry about that, but it's true. I started scrolling looking for a cool poem, because I had a couple collections of yours and I couldn't quite find one that fit the right song. And then I found this one that was just handwritten, and for whatever reason it fit perfectly with the song that I was working on. Have you even published it? Has it been printed, that poem?
I thought it was. Yeah, I thought that's how you knew about it.
It was.
Maybe it's
I
not.
literally found it on your Facebook, so and I was like, "That's the one." And then I kind of, it wasn't the whole poem. You should read the whole thing, but I kind of took snippets from the poem and turned it into something. So that's where that came from. And you literally. I'm so sorry about this, but like you literally did not know that I was doing it until I performed it one time, I think,
Yeah.
and then you were there.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
And what was your reaction when you heard it?
Well, I was the Four Winds Festival, right?
Yeah.
So the bar next door, the Orion, John was playing, and we had stuff. So I had to pop over and see John anyway, just because it's amazing anyway. And then halfway through, he's like, "Oh yeah, so my friend here, he's a poet. He's written this." And I'm just like, he's not fucking talking to me. You know, you get that thing in school. Where you just
Yeah,
go,
right.
"Oh,
Yeah. Spotlight. Yeah.
And then I was like, I kind of recognize these words, because you know you write so much that and it's kind of
Sure.
lost out there.
There and gone.
And but no, it sounded really familiar. And then I think at the end you might have said, "Oh, that was by Shaw," or something like that. Anyway.
Yep.
And then so I was just like floored, you know, because you turned it into something like just so beautiful. But like some of the poems, you know, that I would read live, you know, this was not one of those. This was just like, some of them are just for the book. Some of them are just like, you said you found it on like handwritten
Yeah.
paper. I probably just took a photo of it.
Yes,
forgot
that was
about
it.
So breathed like life into this poem that probably never would have seen the light of day otherwise. So it's
Oh, wow.
so cool, you know.
That's awesome.
That's very cool. That's interesting that you talk about some maybe need to be heard, not just seen. And I noticed tonight we actually saw you sit in with a band and do one of your.
Yeah, that was unexpected too.
Yeah. When you sit down and write, do you decide whether it's more reading or it should be heard, or does
Not
it
really.
not really?
No,
until you're done?
it's just kind of like, you know, it's very like subconsciously done. You know, I just kind of sit and whatever comes out, and then if it works, or you assign meaning afterwards or whatever. But I never sit down with intention of like, oh, this one will be spoken word, or this will be anything. But some of them just gravitate to that by, you know, like the cadence, or if they're like more. Some of them are just like internal little skits, and some of them then become like 2 or 3 page poems that are just like revolution, you know. Really good ones.
And my last question, I guess, is for you, John. Have you
Yeah.
ever really interpreted anyone else when you write? Are you usually writing your own lyrics, or do you interpret other lyrics? Is this new or something you've done?
This was
before?
totally new. Usually I am trying to figure out what to do with the song, and I just have to like try to figure out my own stuff. But when I was so thankful to like find your shit and figure out something that would work, and I honestly haven't done that a whole lot. There was one time where I was in a band with like another guy, and we would kind of, you know, tag team the songwriting, but this was the first time where I just wholeheartedly like stole your words and put it into another song, and it felt really, really cool, really good, and people really respond to it. I've done it a few times. I've done it at the Levitt, and I've done it.
Did it at the Levitt?
I did. I do it at the Levitt. Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I did it with a full band. It was like a trio, so that was really, really fun. I'll have to send you that recording. But yeah, it felt really good to kind of share that responsibility and maybe say some things that usually I wouldn't put into song, but like spoke to me. So I felt like I needed to like, put that out there. I don't know. It was just really, really cool experience.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great piece and a great subject.
Yeah.
So
Thanks for doing this project
Yeah,
and
thanks
inspiring
for
it, man.
putting
That's so
thanks.
fun.
Go ahead and if you want to see the video, make sure to click in the description and it will have a link to the song. Thank you.